Once upon a time, in the faraway lands beyond the great rivers and forests, there lived a man named Kazo and his wife, Kola. They were a humble couple, but they possessed great strength and determination. Kazo and Kola had come from a distant place, a cold and rugged land said to be near the Mongolian region. They traveled across many miles of harsh terrain, seeking a place where they could settle and build a future for their family. Along with them were their 3 sons, Taho, the eldest, Mangai, the middle son, and Sumi, the youngest. They also brought with them their few possessions and some animals, which provided food and helped them carry their load. The journey was not an easy one. They had to cross dense forests where wild animals roamed freely and dangerous rivers where swift currents threatened to pull them under. But Kazo was a determined man, and his family followed him faithfully, trusting in his leadership and the wisdom of their ancestors. After many weeks of travel, they reached a village called Mangai, nestled at the edge of a large valley. Here they stopped to rest and prayed to the Creator, asking for guidance on where they should go next. Kazo, who always carried a sturdy wooden walking stick, planted it in the ground as he prayed. To their surprise, the stick tilted slightly, pointing in the direction of a distant place called Kazo. Just as this happened, a gentle wind began to blow in the same direction. Kazo, seeing this as a sign, tried to pull the stick from the ground, but it would not budge. Instead, the stick began to change before their eyes, its wood twisting and stretching until it became a wild pear tree. The family watched in awe, understanding that this transformation was a message from the Creator. They were to follow the direction the stick had shown them. As they prepared to leave Mangai, another sign appeared. A swallow, small and swift, circled above them and then flew off in the direction of Kazo. The family gathered their belongings and set off again, following the bird as it soared ahead of them, leading them on the final leg of their journey. After several more days of travel, the family reached Kazo. It was a beautiful place, with rolling hills, clear streams, and fertile land. But something even more extraordinary awaited them there. As they approached the center of the area, a thick mist began to rise from the ground, swirling around a large stone that stood at the heart of the village. The stone was smooth and round, almost like a boulder, but there was something otherworldly about it. They could sense that this was no ordinary stone. The family stood before the stone, unsure of what to do. Then, out of nowhere, a frog appeared on top of the stone, holding a stalk of rice in its mouth. Kazo reached up and gently took the stalk of rice from the frog. As he held it in his hand, something miraculous happened. The single stalk of rice suddenly doubled in size. Kazo, astonished, showed his family what had happened. It was clear that this stone possessed some kind of blessing, a gift from the Creator. From that day forward, the family used the stone for their crops. Every morning, they would place their harvested rice on the stone, and by noon, the rice would have doubled. The stone became known as the Spirit Stone, and the family believed that it housed a powerful spirit that was helping them thrive in this new land. As time passed, the 3 sons, Taho, Mangai, and Sumi, each took turns drying their rice on the Spirit Stone. They worked together peacefully at first, each brother respecting the turn of the other. But after Kazo passed away, things began to change. With their father gone, jealousy and greed started to creep into their hearts, especially in the hearts of the 2 older brothers, Taho and Mangai. Taho, being the eldest, felt entitled to more of the stone's blessings. He began to take longer turns drying his rice on the stone, often cutting into Mangai's time. Mangai, not wanting to be left out, retaliated by doing the same, but the one who suffered the most was Sumi, the youngest brother. Taho and Mangai conspired together to exclude him, rarely allowing him to use the stone. Sumi, though hurt, remained patient and did not confront his brothers. Day after day, the two older brothers continued their selfish behavior, hoarding the blessings of the Spirit Stone for themselves. Their jealousy grew stronger, and soon, the once peaceful relationship between the brothers began to fall apart. Quarrels became common, and their fights over the stone grew louder and more frequent. Kola, their mother, watched all of this with a heavy heart. She was growing old and weak, and she feared that after her death, her sons would destroy each other over the stone. She did not want the blessings that the Spirit Stone had brought them to be the cause of their ruin. One night, after much thought, she made a difficult decision. She would have to destroy the Spirit Stone to protect her family from itself. Early the next morning, while her sons were still asleep, Kola gathered a pile of dry leaves and placed them beneath the Spirit Stone. She then set the leaves on fire. The flames quickly spread, and soon the heat reached the stone. The Spirit Stone began to crack and shatter, making a loud, resounding noise. As it broke apart, the family rushed to see what was happening. At that moment, they all witnessed something incredible. From the shattered pieces of the stone, a white dove flew upward, disappearing into the sky. The dove, they understood, was the spirit that had once lived in the stone. Its departure marked the end of the stone's blessings. But that wasn't all. As the fire died down, a rooster emerged from the ashes and began walking toward a nearby river. Seeing this, Kola told her youngest son, Sumi, to follow the rooster. She believed this was a sign, a special blessing meant for him alone. Sumi obeyed his mother and followed the rooster as it led him toward the river. From that day forward, the brothers went their separate ways. Taho and Mangai continued to live near Kako, but their bond was never fully repaired. Sumi, guided by the rooster, found a new home by the river, where he started his own family and community. The Spirit Stone's original blessing was lost, but its fragments were taken to other villages, where people continued to believe that they held a small portion of the stone's magic. Thus, the story of Kazo's family, the three brothers, and the Spirit Stone spread far and wide. It became a legend passed down through generations, symbolizing the journey of the Naga tribes and the lessons of greed, jealousy, and the importance of unity. Though the Spirit Stone's power had been shattered, its memory lived on, reminding people that even the greatest blessings can be lost when families are torn apart by selfishness.